Hey, it's Heidi. Welcome home. I used to always say, welcome back for another video, but really what I want to inspire in the family that I'm choosing to create is this feeling of when you come back, you see yourself here. That it's a kind of a family thing where you go, oh my God, finally, my people. How do you know that you're my people, okay, that we're each other's people? Is likely we have similar challenges and pasts, right? Maybe you also came from a traumatic or turbulent or dysfunctional or alcoholic kind of environment and didn't even realize it was really impacting you because by all accounts, you're pretty successful, right? You have managed to achieve lots of things. You're really good at that, but maybe behind closed doors, that's not the whole story. Maybe you are self-destructive. And for me, certainly that was the case. It was like alcohol, food, numbing out, anesthetizing a life that I was kind of like waking up and going, why am I doing this again? What's this all for? And I really didn't feel like I was living my best life. Hashtag living my best life. But you know what I'm saying? So if you're here, you're in the right place. If you feel like you're at home, I'm singing your song. Maybe you're in a dysfunctional relationship with a person, place, or thing, or you're settling or striving, or worst of all, sucking it up. And my goal is to help liberate you, free you from that so that you can really fly and be the little gorgeous little birdie that you're meant to be in the world. However, today I'm going to talk to you about something that really prevents us the most from flying, taking leap, and really living into what our dreams and goals, and that's the fear of rejection. Man, this is a big one, and it's really not even fun to admit it, right? People like us, we don't want to be like, oh yeah, I fear rejection. We're like, it doesn't bother me. Shoot. It doesn't, I don't care. Well, we do care. We care very much, all right? We're highly sensitive people, and we care what people think, and we don't want to disappoint people, and we don't want to make them feel, we certainly don't want to feel like we're the odd man out or we don't belong. Man, right? Can you relate? And this isn't just like a problem for us. This is a problem for most people on the planet, but it's a real problem for us, so much so that it paralyzes us. And it's important that I help you get over it. I know for me, that was something I really had to conquer. That fear of rejection is really what's enabled me, that conquering it, to put myself out there, to be willing to be seen, to kind of go for it, and just whatever happens, happens. But I had to do some work in order to get there. And actually, there are 3 things that I learned that are the most powerful tools that I can give you today that you can use right now, that you can stop feeling so vulnerable as far as rejection goes in your life moving forward. And it's really going to help you, propel you, and give you the kind of the gasoline you need to your greatness. The diesel to your destiny. Do you like that? Sometimes I talk in bumper stickers. I don't know. Anyway, but really, I'm going to give you the real, like I always do. Okay, so the first thing is when somebody rejects you, and this could be anybody or anything, this feeling can happen at any time, not just in our relationships when we get ghosted or somebody leaves. That's a common thing a lot of my clients experience, like people just disappear. Or we get passed over for a promotion, or we get overlooked for something, or we put ourselves out there and there's crickets, nobody's responding to us. And so how do we continue to power through to our vision and in light of feeling rejected? The first thing is to not take it personally. I know I'm going to say this to you, you're going to be like, oh, that's cute, don't take it personally, but it is about me and they're rejecting me, that's adorable. Well, not so much, right? Let's picture this. If you're a young kid in an environment that's traumatic or dysfunctional, let's say, for me, dad was an alcoholic, so let's say that growing up, you are made to believe that the unhappiness in the household or the dysfunctional parent, you are responsible for their unhappiness or their drinking or their hurting you or whatever's going on. You do take it personally. If dad was drinking, I would think, well, wow, what didn't I do today? I'm not enough. How can I make him stop? How can I fix him? How can I control this situation? And when somebody would be mean to me or hurtful to me, immediately I would internalize and say, I'm a bad girl. All right, I'm not, and how can I be a better good girl? And that really sets us on a trajectory for people pleasing, so that any rejection or criticism we're going to be hypersensitive to. Because of that root of feeling like everything is done personally. But now I know I can look as an adult and have an aerial view and say, oh wow, dad's drinking really didn't have anything to do with me, right? I can know that in my conscious mind now as a grown up. and be able to separate that. But the wounding is already there, and that's the subconscious wounding that triggers me up in a rejected scenario when somebody's hurtful to me or criticizes me. Maybe you even experienced that when you were younger, right? Dad got drunk and did yell, or mom was violent or abusive. Excuse me. And you ended up internalizing that. So now when somebody does reject you, from your adult mind, you can say, oh, I know that's really not about me, that's about them. But you still have that trigger feeling, and your subconscious goes, but it is me. And you turn 5, right? I can relate to that. So, even in a situation like a work situation where the boss calls us in or sits us down and wants to talk to us about whatever's going on, he could say 50 things that are amazing and mesmerizing, and one thing that is a negative criticism, and that'll, oh my God, we're like walking the plank. We're like, I'm about to get fired. You're about to get promoted, but you think you're getting fired because there's one thing in a million things that you're getting constructive feedback about. So what I want you to do is, with step number 2, how do you not take it personally, leads into step number 2, is you change your perspective. You change your perception of what's really going on. So if I can do that with the alcoholic parent or abusive parent, say, well, what else is really, if it's not about me, this is the question you ask that will change your life. Are you ready? If it's not about me, what else could this mean? What else could be going on here? When somebody ghosts you or rejects you, well, what else could that mean? We launch into, oh my God, I'm getting rejected. They don't want to be with me anymore. They're not calling me anymore. What did I do to turn them off? Change your perspective. What if it's not about me? What else could this mean? It could just mean he's an asshole. Newsflash. Right? It could just mean that he's really dating other people and wasn't honest about it. It could mean a lot of other things that have nothing to do with you. Or the perception could mean when the boss criticizes and you're feeling rejected because of your work, get some feedback. What else could this, if it wasn't about me being a sucky person, what else could this mean? It could just mean that I'm on the road to getting better, and I could take this feedback and use it and apply it and say, wow, what can I learn here? What can I refine, and how can I grow? Or it could just mean, well, I don't agree with that criticism. That maybe that criticism is a projection, and the people that are giving it to you, it's not about you, it's about them, right? Sometimes friends are criticizing you and rejecting you and saying, well, I don't believe in what you're doing or what's going on. That has very little to do with you and more to do with them projecting their fears and insecurities onto you. And it's easier to reject it in you, poo-poo your ideas, than actually have to go for it themselves. We're gonna get an amen, okay? So you don't take it personally, you change your perspective, and then the last thing is you get your power back. Every time somebody is rejecting you and you take it personally and you make it your job and your mission to win over the haters, right, to change their mind about you, you give them all your power. I have so many people that come in to see me or do a Skype session or Zoom and say things like, what can I do to win them back? What can I do to get in their good graces again? And it's like, if you change your position long enough and change your perspective and get this aerial view to see what else could be happening here in this rejection scenario, 9 times out of 10, you'll start asking yourself a better question. Like, instead of worrying so much if people like me, sit back and go, do I like them? Am I really into this person? Do I really want this? Consider the source of the feedback that's rejecting you. And if you weren't so busy proving your value, would it be valuable feedback anyway? Would you even want to be in the damn thing with this person? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. So again, I know this is a very quick overview. If you want more help with this, seek me out, send me a message and tell me how in particular you're having a hard time. It's easy to deal with rejection when you're rejected by people you're not vested in. But what if it's your mother that keeps rejecting you? What if you keep going back into this relationship and you keep getting rejected over and over again? What if you keep putting yourself out there and nothing is happening and you're not where you want to be? Well, that's where I come in, to come alongside of you and see your unique situation and how it's showing up for you in particular. But I know, even if you don't take the next step, which I hope you do take the next step and seek me out, what I know for sure is if you work on these 3 things, okay, right now, starting today, even one of these things, if you just don't take it personally, stop making it about you, other people's behavior has nothing to do with you, You don't take it, you change your perspective. What else could this mean? What else could be going on here? Or you take your power back and go, do I like them? Your life will change forever. All right. I love you so much. Go to lovecoachheidi.com, send me a message, or leave a comment here and make sure you subscribe. Okay. Love you. I'll see you in another video. Take excellent care of yourself. Bye.